Oh,
Okay. So there we have it.
okay. Hey,
So-
let me start again. Ta-da.
Ta-da, Steve and Chris, we're in Denver. We do video and we sing.
Yeah. So basically, we want to welcome you all to this short. It's a basic view of how to use the tools that you probably have sitting either on your desk right in front of you right now or in your pocket. And fortunately, we live in a time when your iPhone is pretty much better than any phone.
Smartphone.
Yeah, your
we are
smartphone. It's
people.
but it's better than anything that we had back in the 50s and 60s and 70s and it's
80s.
in 80s and yeah.
90s. Mhm.
So anyway, so that's the idea. This is a basic idea of how to improve how you shoot, and mostly what we're focusing on are demos that you want to be able to record a song for yourself, for your website, for your pals, for your mom,
To get a gig.
to get a gig, especially for your mom, and be able to send her a nice new video of what you have going here.
So we'll have some really basic tips about how to capture it with your phone, and then also to capture it with your desktop or your laptop. A little tiny bit about editing, but mostly some good production advice.
Oh, and also, I didn't say it, but getting gigs more, and I'm sure when you're talking to a venue now, they want to see a video. And so we're going to talk a little bit about how to capture live videos with just using your phone and improve your odds of getting good sound. Because if you've ever tried that, you know that it can not always be that great.
Sound is the challenge. So mainly the thing we're going to tell you is that you can use what you already have, your phone, your smartphone,
Your
or
iPad even. Yeah.
and that leads us to where do we go from there?
Well, here, I'm sure you've all given this a shot. I think most of you have tried recording your own videos. But if you'll notice, most of the things that are wrong with it are that the picture is shaky, the picture doesn't have the correct exposure, the framing is bad, and the sound is bad. And mostly, it's kind of the sound is bad, most and everything. I think a lot of us can live through having a little shaky picture, but bad sound is just some really hard to tolerate.
Well, it is music after all.
Oh, and we should say something now. If you want to ask us a question, uh, please put it in the chat because we're really good at multitasking.
We are?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
okay, but we
an hour.
yeah, for an hour. So leave your
Hello.
questions up there, and
Hi.
we'll go from there.
Okay, so it's A, stabilize your
Well,
phone.
at this point,
You've
I'm
all
just
had,
like, frozen pizza would be good.
you've probably all had friends say, I'll shoot a video of you, and they hold your phone
I'm going to
and
interrupt again. Everybody, please
Yeah, why
mute.
not?
We're hearing
Yes.
conversations in the background, so please mute
I know some of you are talking to your butlers.
on the
And,
call. Yeah, just
uh,
everybody mute.
Okay, can I text you a few other things to get?
There's
Okay.
somebody there that's
Okay.
texting
Just a
something.
few things.
Somebody's grocery shopping.
Hi.
I just let in some people in the waiting room, but go for one more, admit all.
Okay. Everybody, please mute yourselves. All right. So we're dealing with one of the basic premises of my genius way of approaching this way of shooting with your phone. Basically, stabilize your phone, and being able to use just a little something like this table tripod that's right next to us, or a regular tripod.
You'll see the one on the left has something on top of it, and that is an $8 clip that you can buy to hold your phone
It's a
and
good
attach it to the
investment.
tripod.
And you'll find that you'll this is really essential when we start talking about being able to capture live performances. But it's really important to have that no matter how you go about it. But let's talk about just what are we talking about next? So okay, let's talk about the things that make a good picture. Okay. Let me just back up a little bit and say that one of the premises about using your smartphone, and actually, as I said earlier, the smartphone, the cameras on these are really amazing. And their whole job and what they're designed to do and what they do really well is that they're able to shoot almost any picture, and they kind of inside there, all those neurons are going inside, and it sort of it evens out the picture so that the exposure is usually correct. And so one of the things that we're going to be talking about is how to utilize the phone to make the best picture as possible. But let's just talk with the idea of framing. And the reason I bring it up is that we're no longer naive viewers about anything. We all watch movies, we watch TV. We can tell the difference between something where I'm sure you've been to a Zoom meeting where half the heads are down below the barely peeking up at the bottom. So framing is subconsciously, I think, a signal about professionalism. So I'm just proposing that when you decide to do your demo, and you're shooting it at home with your iPhone, give some thought to your framing.
Off center is one of the things that we often advise. Dead center is not a good thing. Off center, which is so my husband, is going to work better for you. And then look at the position of the head. This is honest to God a technical term in video production. Headroom. You want to have not too much, not too little. Go for the Goldilocks approach so that your head is not at the top of the frame, but it's darned close.
And for me, I like to, when I shoot, and I have a secret reason why I shoot it this way, but I always like to see my hands on the guitar. And I'll tell you why, because when I write, a lot of times I won't remember my chords in 6 months. So to be able to go back and to say, oh, hey, yeah, now I remember.
I had a capo on the 3rd fret and a partial on the 5th fret.
Yeah. So that's an idea about framing. So let's move on to the next thing,
which is lighting.
Well, again, so the whole idea, if you can, is to try to keep you the brightest thing in the picture.
We always like to be the brightest thing in the picture, don't we?
For instance, but like for instance, Chris, the window that's off to your left there, that's the brightest thing in the picture. But within the majority of the picture, her face is what's the most. It draws your attention to her face.
So let's address the window thing.
Okay.
Off to the side, probably okay. Right behind you, never, because you're going to look like, as Steve says, often you're in the witness protection program because the camera will shut down on your face and show all the light behind you. Yeah.
These are all things I hope you take not only with your music videos, but think about it when you're doing your Zoom meetings, because it's something that bugs me, and I don't know if it bugs everybody else, but just take some time to take a look at your picture before you shoot. And speaking of this, when you are doing your demos, recording your songs, do not expect to get it in one take.
Oh my goodness. How about don't expect to get it in 10 takes? Well, maybe there could be people in the room.
Yeah. I'm not one of them.
Yeah. So you want to have light in front of you and sometimes on top of you, although an overhead light directly over you is going to cast shadows. So really you're going to look for light in front of you.
And the picture that you have here, the light's up above your head over here, but it's kind of not in front. Yeah. So just take a look and try to think like you're making a movie. So ask how Steve would like this. How would Steve like that? So, okay.
Then the next thing to think about is what's in your background.
Now, some of you would say, boy, this is really cluttered. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, my thinking on this. This is the director in me that came out when I chose this location. This song is about my muse. So I wanted it to be a reflection of how I write and where I'm mostly, getting in touch with my muse. So I wanted to be in my studio, to have that feel with the microphone. And so I think it's a good idea, if you can, think of a background that has some interest and that says something about your song. One of I mean, you may be stuck with it, but don't just do it in front of a plain wall unless you're, I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. But I think about the background saying something about what your song and what you're
dress
recording.
or set, bring in a plant. Although, do not put a plant right behind you because you don't want to look like it's growing out of your head. I want to say one more thing about this picture. This is not a great picture for lighting.
No,
because you're not the brightest thing in the room, pal. And
I
this
get
way-
that a lot. I'm not the brightest one in the.
Oh, so I just took a shot of him when he got started, but he would have added some light in front of him so that his face showed and not just the reflection off of his guitar.
Yeah. Uh, I just to share a story. The very first time I started as a photographer, and the very first headshot that I did was out in Los Angeles, and I was making my way as a young photographer. And the very first guy that I shot, I thought I did a really good job until I got home and developed the film. And there was a tree growing out the back of his head, and it really did look like antlers. And fortunately, the guy was nice enough to let me reshoot him. But anyway, the thing is, when you're doing these songs, play them back and have a critical eye when you look at what you're doing and say, is my sound good? Is, all those things that you can correct.
And sometimes, if you have the nerve to do this in front of someone, if you have a partner, a friend, a co-writer, or whatever who will be with you, use another pair of eyes to help you. Maybe you're embarrassed that they're going to have to sit through multiple takes, so find a really good friend. Or find another musician who you can do the same thing for when it's time to cut their demo.
Well, anyway, we spent many hours working and kind of coming up with some videos to help you with all the things that we're talking about, how to use your camera, your phone, and to get the best colors. It's on our YouTube, which is youtube.com at Just Us Music Videos, and then there's a podcast tab there. So if you want to look at little YouTubes about all the things that we're talking about, that's where you do it.
So we wonder if there are any questions besides me not being very good about the waiting room. But so if you have any questions, please do put them in the chat. I think what we've done so far is pretty basic, and these are very smart people.
I know they're musicians.
So now we're going to talk about the other hard part, which is good sound.
Yeah. So as I said earlier, the thing that usually is the weakest part of any sort of videos that we're making is the audio. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you a secret weapon that's not cheap. It's like $250, but I think it's the best solution that I've come across. But I'm just teasing it right now.
Okay.
All right.
That's a video thing.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about when you're using an internal mic on either on your phone or on your computer. Like if it's on your phone, remember that if you set up your phone about 3 or 4 feet away from you, where you place that actual camera and the mic that's on the camera will be actually mixing the sound for you. So for instance, if you put it low, you're going to get too much guitar. If you put it too high, it's going to get not enough or too much vocals and no guitar. So think about that where you place your camera and that microphone or that phone, that's mixing your audio. And those are the things that you need to give a critical listen to.
I want to speak up for people who don't play the guitar. Ukulele, bass, banjo.
Yes.
When he says guitar, he means all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And so another thing I was thinking about where you shoot, think about the room. Is the light good? Is it a really echoey room? We were on a Zoom meeting today, and the guy sounded like he was in that echo chamber that they talked that the Beatles recorded in, that went all the way down into a bathroom somewhere in the studios. So just be aware of your room and how it sounds.
Yeah, and be aware of what day of the week the lawnmower service comes in your neighborhood, and because external noise can be a real pain in the butt.
So let me just say this much: there are some things, some microphones that can improve the audio on your phone, and this is bringing an external microphone into your it's your Lightning port or a USB-C port, which the newer phones have. So this is a cheap solution. I've looked at a lot of these, and there may be something that's come up in the last 9 months, but this is the best that I've found. It's $100. It has a really, really great sound, and it does a great job of picking up a combination of your sound, your vocals, and your guitars.
Instruments.
Yeah.
And then there's a possibility that you might want to know about the very exciting discovery Steve made last year. Maybe you guys have discovered it already, but it is a very cool microphone.
Okay, so one of the hard things about that we have to think about is it used to be in the past, in order to get really good sound on your phone, you would shoot your video with your phone, but then you'd capture separate sound, and then you'd have to take it into an edit system and then marry them both and sync everything. Well, this little thing that you see in front of you is called Audigo. And Audigo is a great little invention because they've actually managed to marry everything. It really, so that the Audigo thingy, which I have one over here, this Audigo thingy, this little tiny mic, it does it all. It's something that you're able to capture really good sound, and it actually captures the video, and it's married already. You don't have to do any of that syncing stuff. Plus, this in your phone app, this you're able to add certain effects like reverb and compression and things like that. And I'm about to just do a really quick demo of this thing.
Are you? I see a couple of questions. Does this have an Android version? Does this?
Yes, it does have an Android version. And so now this is on my phone. So
Isn't that a lovely picture? That's
Oh,
the theater production where he played a drunk blind Irishman.
yeah, so let me get over here. All right. So what you see on the right side of the screen, this is the Audigo app, and you're able to record.
Well, they're seeing what your camera is shooting.
Oh, well, just know that here, let me take that off. Okay, this is the app, and then you're able to also shoot with this same thing. So it records it at the same time. Now, the interesting thing about I'm going to do this just to show you the fancy schmancy little microphone. Now, this is a tiny little thing, but the cool thing is that it actually has 3 different microphones on it. It has one in the middle and one on each side. And what that does is it captures an incredible field of audio. It really does a great job of being able to balance your audio. And when you bring it into Audigo, he's saying,
This is multitasking at its best.
well,
Or
let
worse,
me
as the
get,
case
yeah,
may be.
let me just get out of this and tell you what it is. So when you get it into the app, you can record 8 tracks. So think about that. You can lay down your guitar, 8 tracks, and be able to place each one of those tracks within the stereo field. So it's really it's a great little thing.
My favorite is that it syncs with the video.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
really
best
great.
feature, and it's good for a duo, selfishly speaking, because it's got the 3 mics.
Well, yeah. I just wanted to show you. I have a little examples of some music we did. So I'm not going to bore you with more than 30 seconds of these. But here's a song when we first got it, and
We were up at our cabin.
there's
Not
if
high-tech.
you may hear a little hiss going on in the background, it's because the river is like
20 yards away.
20 yards away. So, but here's a little song. But just listen carefully. If you can turn up your speakers to just hear the quality of this clarity.
No sound.
Okay. Hold it.
He's the
Did I
sensitive
hear
one.
somebody say no sound?
That's right. Yep.
No sound. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, that was 30 seconds of seeing us at our cabin.
Let's see.
Are you sharing the screen to do that?
No, I'm not. It's coming in through the what I'm using here.
You know, we have it over here.
No, that's not connected. Let's see.
Might have to turn on original sound for musicians.
So no sound?
Still no sound.
No sound. Okay.
Try
Well,
clicking original sound for musicians to on.
No,
Okay, let me try that.
that's not it. The what you do need to do is stop sharing, and when you start again, select the little box that says share computer.
yeah, unfortunately this is not coming in through Zoom. This is coming in through another thing. Let's see. Let me try this. We'll give it one more shot and then
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have to stop sharing.
any sound?
Hardly. There should
I'm
be
sorry.
a thing at the top of your screen with 3 dots, which is a drop-down menu.
They're not using the regular Zoom.
I'm not using regular Zoom. Well, I'm sorry.
Bummer.
Yeah, it should be playing because I'm seeing it recording here, but obviously it's not reaching you.
We heard it. We heard a little bit of it. Maybe you can turn it up or something.
Okay, let me try that.
Yeah, we could hear something. Not much.
That's,
Very softly.
Okay. I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to really judge the quality of this sound. On our website, sorry to do this to you, but on our website, on the YouTubes, we have this sound. It's called List of Many Gratitudes. But what I'd like you to do, if you do listen to it, is really pay attention to the clarity. And this is just one silly mic sitting in between us in the forest. And it's completely portable, and I highly recommend it. And I apologize that we're not able to share it with you.
so let's go back to being able to show the PowerPoint, because another audio thing that we want to talk about is to use an external recorder like a Zoom.
Wait if you play that there and see if it comes through.
Okay, we're going to try it through Zoom.
Sue, shake your head, yes or no. Okay.
Okay, never mind. All right, so a digital recorder like a Zoom or a Tascam.
Okay, yeah. So now we're talking about the whole issue of being able to capture the sound separately in as high quality as possible, and then marry it back together with whether you're recording on your phone or through your computer. But we'll get to that later. But we highly recommend. I'm sure you've seen these at open mics or whatever. That it's a very high quality recorder, and the cool thing about it is that it actually it'll take an XLR. Or it'll also take a 1/4 inch for guitar, but these are really high quality recordings, and then you can edit that together with your video.
Another way to look at it is to use an external mic.
Well, if you're doing a digital recorder, and we just threw these up because these are kind of the low end, but these are musician tested and loved. That you probably
Oh yeah, everybody knows a 58.
58, but that Audio Technica AT2020. Our friend Cozy Sheridan swears by this and said that this makes her very, very happy. The Rode NT1 is the mics that we're using, and the way to remember that it's the Rode NT1, and I always say the Rodent one. So. That's good, and that's like $159, and that comes with a pop filter and an XLO card.
So you could use, maybe if you had 2 of these, you could get 2 of them into your Tascam or your Zoom, and you could have a mic for your vocal and a mic for your instrument.
Good.
Then there's questions besides why didn't our testing of our audio before work? Can you show the chat so I can see if there's any questions? Okay.
Okay. Brant says he has an MV88, which is very similar to that to that one that I showed, the MV5.
15.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A small condenser mic that plugs in the phone. Yeah, a USB
Yeah.
mic.
I think they don't have that exact one anymore, but they've kind of a similar version that they've upgraded.
Okay, thanks, Brad.
But they work pretty good.
Yeah, they definitely do.
And it's so easy to just put it into the phone.
Okay, let's see if there's anybody else.
We said Android. Yes, Android.
Okay.
Somebody said, what if your amp is behind you?
Okay. Okay, let's say, what if your amp is behind you? Well, again, you become the sound engineer. So you have to evaluate the point where that camera or that microphone is, what is getting the loudest sound as possible. And if you're doing something like recording through a digital recorder, you would do one side that would be picking up your vocal, and then take a second mic and put that on your amp.
Three
Here's
new
a
things.
question about using a computer.
We're
to
gonna do
record
that.
due to live looping. I use a 1/4-inch USB so that the input is directly from my mixer, and my phone doesn't have a USB. Any tips for using a laptop for shooting the video? Yeah, well, we got some ideas coming up here.
And there's 3 new things. Let's see what they are.
Let's see what. Hold on. Let me just. Good.
Yeah, these are old ones.
All right. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay. So let's go down here, and
Simply again, sitting in front of your Mac to record. We're about to do computers.
okay. All right. So let's. If I just totally blew you off and you're feeling resentful, please put it down in the recording, and we'll get back to you. So okay, now let's talk about this part is about using capturing with your. Before I go to computers, let's do a little bit about capturing for your live performances.
So you go to an open mic, and every time you go to an open mic,
Or
get
a
into
gig.
the groove of recording it. And so this is a Phoenix open mic in Denver. That sounds odd, but we used a tripod and set up our phone slightly off to the side of us, and we were probably 8 feet away.
I think
from
we're
the
closer,
stage?
probably 12 on this. So yeah, again, you don't want to be directly shooting straight on because the mic's going to be right in your face. So just keep it off to the side a little bit. Try to raise it as much as you can so that it's not looking straight up at you. And here again is that you have to think of yourself as the sound engineer as well as the cinematographer. So my hint is to try to get as close as you can to the performers and the stage monitor, so that you get as much sound that's coming directly to the mic instead of the sound that's bouncing all around the venue.
Here's the tip. Don't sign up in the first 5 acts, because then you can set up your camera and you can judge and you can see how things look with the other performers and get a very good feel for how to frame it and how close to get for the sound.
And I would also like to say, this isn't just for open mics. I would say for gigs. Always try to capture this material. Think of it as that you're creating a library for yourself, that when somebody says, hey, do you have anything, or you about a particular song, you say, yeah, I got it taped. And so I can send it out. Okay. Let's
So
see.
you set up the camera while other people are playing, or your opener. Are you so cool? You have an opener, and you check the framing and you check the sound.
Here's another thing. A lot of times there's a noisy room, so the closer you can get to the performer and the monitors, or even a speaker, just that's the way to go. Try to overpower the sound of the room, and if you have a chance, record it and then go take it outside and listen to it so you can really evaluate how it's going to do that.
Or a pal can do that. Now we did since obviously our sound isn't going to work, we can't use it, which is a bummer because this is us singing "Holy Moly, I'm a Geezer" to the tune of the Battle Hymn of the Republic. It's very funny.
Everybody does that.
Another way to do it, besides just getting the sound from your iPhone or your Android camera microphone, is to make friends with the sound guy, if there's a sound guy, or woman.
Yep. And take your recorder and take it over there and ask them, can I plug it in, or will you be able to give me a feed for this? And it's really, it improves the sound like 50,000%. So
Is that a thing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, one other thing that I wanted to blather about was that these cameras, and if you can, whatever you shoot with, try to shoot with 4K. It's, it used to be we were at shooting with, standard def, and then we've got high definition. So
We'll get to those in a second. Go ahead.
oh,
And finish.
somebody don't go. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're shooting 4K, you have the opportunity to be able to reframe the things once you get going.
Here's a couple of interesting things. How do you navigate setting it up with an audience? If you're there early enough, or you say to the people who are behind your camera as you're setting it up, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to do this. Maybe you can scoot down a couple of seats so it's not a problem for you. You do your best nice person conversation with the people directly around the camera. Did I see somebody tripped and it?
Yeah, no, they broke the tripod.
Oh,
Okay.
knocked over a tripod and broke it. We're so sorry.
Yeah, how do you navigate setting up with audience? Be bold. Just,
Yeah. Well, be bold and be nice.
Yeah, be bold, but be nice.
Okay, and we'll put up our YouTube link for things. And we're reading. I had a bandmate who did both, had a handheld Zoom, and he'd patch one into the soundboard and blend the two at home. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a great
that's
idea.
a great idea. Yeah, and yeah, definitely, because you can really blend them in together. Let's see.
Okay, so we had another video but we're snippet, but we're not going to show it because the sound doesn't work. So there's just a couple of black screens here. There's Holy Moly, I'm a Geezer.
Okay, now this is, well, keep going. All right, so let me just jump to something that can improve the quality of your video, of whatever you have, an Android or an iPhone. And it's called, I'm going to recommend this free app called Blackmagic Cam. Blackmagic Cam. It's actually a little app that allows you to fine tune and control the all the aspects of your camera, the focus, the brightness, darkness. You can a lot of times when you're looking on the stage and something is really bright behind you and it's shutting down the camera. This will allow you to adjust it. Let me just see if I not get this here. Okay.
So you can see there are several controls there in the window. That's what he's shooting. So the brightness one is very.
So I just touched it and it changed the brightness. There's a way to actually adjust just for this, and it's a really great way to get the best picture that you want.
In terms of exposure,
and it's free. And it's something I highly recommend for you to try. Blackmagic.
You have to play with it, like anything, but it's not very difficult.
The Blackmagic app, yes, it does work with Audigo. Yep.
Ooh, I love duct tape the tripod to the floor.
Yeah, I think also
there are worse ideas.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and bring your Doberman there to sit with it. So.
Sam, or a really tall, powerful friend.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, so now I need you to put us back to PowerPoint land so that we can show other things. And we see questions. Yeah, we answered that question. Okay, so now talking about shooting with your desktop or your laptop.
Okay.
And this is the last section.
So, again, laptops have, and webcams, what you use every day for Zoom, these are all really can be high quality recordings and making good videos with those things. But let's just talk about sort of the variety choices that you have. Of course, you can just use the camera that's on the lid of your laptop. If you have a webcam, that's pretty good.
It's all right.
You can also you can use if you have a Mac, and I'm not sure about this, but I'm pretty sure that if you can use your audio, your Android, that you'll be able to bring your phone in. You can use it as a link that probably goes in as a USB connection onto your laptop or computer. That's good because that's really high quality.
Better picture than the webcam.
High quality picture. And then using the best is just using some kind of a, go ahead and splurge if you have a digital camera, a good digital camera that has good lenses. That what we're using is a Sony camera now, which has pretty good picture. So what's next, Chris?
The next thing
Okay.
is to talk about OBS.
So, okay, you're probably saying, okay, Steve, what? So
They say that a lot.
No, you said that, but they don't know me that well. But the thing about the OBS, this is a way to actually bring your video into your computer and to be able to record it. Also, audio. We'll talk about audio in just a second. But if you're able to plug either the same plug that goes into your webcam into a USB, or if you're using your phone, plug it in, and then pull up OBS, and OBS will record the screen, record what you're recording. And just a side note on OBS, if you're like me, you looked for a long time how do I capture something. Somebody shows me something on Facebook that has like a video that they captured of me, but I can't actually get the video so I can record it. OBS is your friend because OBS will capture whatever you have on the screen, whether it's apps or
YouTube, Facebook,
Yep,
all the things.
yep,
Oh,
yeah. So
makes life
we
easier.
use that all the time. But OBS is a free app. Just look it up, OBS Studio. It's a cool thing.
And then in terms of sound,
Okay, sound. Now your computer is all kind of the basic faucets on your computer that turn the juice on are USB. And so the USB is mics are really good, and the one that on the left of the screen there is it's called a Blue Yeti, and it's like $100.
and it just plugs right into the computer.
Yeah, and it's a condenser mic, and there are more expensive and better USB mics. That's like the simplest way to get a mic into your computer. Now the thing in the middle is what's called an audio interface, and the audio interface is like plugging in an audio mixer, and it takes a USB out. So whatever you put into that is now going to go into your computer, and it's high quality. The one that I'm looking at here is the Scarlett, Focusrite Scarlett, and they come as a solo with one input or two inputs or 4 or 8. It actually becomes much more sophisticated, but it has great preamps, so the sound that you're going to get the best out of your mics, and I really highly recommend them. The one that I'm showing there has 2 inputs, one for your guitar and one for your voice or your bass, whatever.
Okay, my eyes are starting to glaze over with all this equipment.
Yeah.
And why does this make things so much better? Is there no other way to record into your computer?
No.
Just the
You-
USB mic would do it alone,
USB,
right? You
yeah.
don't have to have an interface if you use
Right.
a USB mic.
Right.
That's where I'd land.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But if you want to take it different stuff, yeah. So and again we put the Rodent one there and the AT2020. Okay.
Next. Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
So really what happens here is that people have the biggest stumbling blocks when they're trying to edit this stuff together. Chris, read that. When you're trying to edit this stuff together. So now most computers come with a basic, very basic editing system on it. Like a Mac comes with an iMovie. I know that a PC comes with just a basic editing, and you're able to be able to do the basics, bring it in, maybe bring in a second channel of audio and sync it up and do all those things, and there. Believe me, take it from me, that there is a learning curve to doing even the most simple of those editing systems. What I'm proposing here, Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve is an editing system that really hit the world big in about 5 or 6 years ago, and they have a free version of Blackmagic Resolve. Blackmagic is a very deep, very, very sophisticated editing system
That's
that
what we use.
we use for our business. And I just want to do a pitch. Say here now, if you're doing iMovie, there's going to be a learning curve where you're banging your head against the wall. That's true. There's going to be a slight learning. I don't want to diminish
slight.
it. There is a learning curve to resolve, but
You only need to learn like how to do 5 or 6 things.
yeah.
You need to import it and make a basic cut, get rid of the blather and the bad takes, make it pretty dissolve, add a title or two, and export it.
Yeah,
It's
same
really
things. Yeah. So anyway, I highly recommend if you have some bravery and you're thinking about, well, maybe I'll give this a shot, because I think over time you won't be cursing at me after like a month.
the first month though. They will.
But here you can call me up and you can email me and say, I'll take the blows. But if you get lost, please.
And we talked before about on our Just Us Music Videos podcast, which we'll put a link in. We've got a 20-minute tutorial on how to do the very basic stuff for a video that is thorough and gets you through it.
Hey Larry, I got your. Let's see. Yeah, let me just read what's. Oh yes, it's great. Xfix. Yeah, it's good. And Carl says, can I use a Mac mic? Well, you can use the mic that's on your Mac. Yeah, definitely. It's just it's not, you don't have much control. And Larry, back to your comment. If you see it in the notes here, being able to, if you're singing and playing at the same time, the Focusrite has 2 inputs on it, so that you can put a mic on both, and then you can really mix it. And when you're recording it onto OBS, you'll be able to actually adjust those levels. Oops.
Is I can't see it because the too new is
Blackmagic. Nope. Blackmagic is good for anything.
Shotcut. Yeah, we've heard of that one. You need to invest some time to learn any editing system. Yes, this is a very smart thing that you have just said.
Are you thinking, is it Shotcut or CapCut?
Oh, CapCut. That's what it was in my head too.
Yeah. So if it is CapCut, CapCut has really worked. It's an app that does. It's really designed for business people and people who are having to edit a bunch of stuff. And
music is a business.
Yeah. And it has a lot of great things. And I was really enticed until because when I looked at the first YouTube about it, I was saying, sign me up. But then it said free. But then as soon as you hit the free, they put you on a 30-day, they get your credit card. In 30 days, they start charging you $9. And if you want the professional version, it's $20. If you need it all the time for business, then it might be the thing for you. But I would also suggest try Blackmagic.
So it is Shotcut, he says.
Shotcut, okay.
Okay, well the other one we're talking about, and go down, there was something.
Canva has pretty good editing capabilities. There's some limits on Canva. It's 1 gig. 1 gig limit on that. Wondershow Filmora, yes, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that there's a lot of them. Wondershare, I can't remember because I bought it at one time, but it has a slight fee to it. But anyway, yeah. All right.
Okay, take a deep breath. We've just talked for 45 minutes almost straight. And
I didn't talk. You did.
what other questions do you have? What do you?
Oh, how about that? Okay, let me just say some things that you should put in your videos.
Okay.
Here you go. So always put your credit at the beginning. You know who it is, the name of your song, and at the very end, be sure to do some sort of call to action. Either put your website in or something like that. So just those are the must-haves of.
Yeah, you want to capture these people and get them to your website or your YouTube channel or whatever.
And then you export it. Okay. All right. So, all right. And then let's talk about what do you do with it. So you need a platform like YouTube or Vimeo or Facebook or even or something like that to be able to house it, so that because the size of the files that we're talking about here are quite large, and just can't just send the file to somebody. So the best way to do it is to get it up onto YouTube or Vimeo, and I say YouTube because YouTube is, first of all, has the biggest search engine in the universe, and it's very user-friendly in some ways. But anyway, I suggest YouTube. So get it up there. So now, Chris.
No, now I'm just looking up our link for Just Us music videos to put in the chat.
Okay.
So you're going to have to take it away.
Okay. Making effective music video. Yeah. So Patty Stevenson says, any advice for making effective music videos rather than strictly live performances?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. The next step up from the live video is really thinking about shooting a movie with your video with your song. So I'm afraid I was going to show you one of the songs that we did where we really produced it like a film, but I would say give it a lot of thought about what are the elements that you want to include in this. For instance, I have a song that I've been collecting footage for. It's called Singing to the Moon. And so Singing to the Moon, I want to shoot on green screen. So I've been collecting backgrounds from stock footage of a redwood forest at midnight and the moonlight breaking through, all those things. So I would say that the best way to really give yourself a chance of success is really storyboard it. Consider, because and if you notice, a lot of music videos that you'll see will have like 3 different elements or sets. So they're here in one part, and they go to another part, and they go to another part. And sometimes, most of the times, those are to a pre-recorded song that you've got a good recording to, and that they're lip syncing to it. And so. Which is
a joy all of its own.
Yeah, it's not easy. But the whole thing, I think, Patty, is really storyboarding it and making sure that you're creating, you're melding the strengths of your song with the strengths of the video. All right. So, Chris, now what?
Now we need to put a link to our justusmusicvideos.com, which I hate typing on my phone screen and I can't get it to work. Right.
Okay. So here, let me just put it in.
Any other questions while we're going? Oh, look at Larry did it for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
You're a nice person, Larry.
Yes, thank you.
What else do we? And there we have, we have a bunch for that range from the one we shot out behind the cabin just to play with the Audigo to see what it was like to a highly produced Christmas song that was a finalist for the American Songwriter Christmas Songs.
When you get onto our website, the podcasts are where a lot of the instruction videos are. They're in the podcasts, and you'll be able to see a list if you just click on the podcast. But our music videos, you'll see that they range from a lot of me sitting alone or us doing something together. Anyway, do we have any final burning desires or questions? I hope you all got something out of this. I just would really encourage you all to be able to capture your songs, because it's important to be able to get your music out. And I think this is really can be one of the best ways to do it, through video. It's easy. People appreciate it, and people will listen to your songs.
Clearly, if you're here today, you got a lot of heart and soul in your music, and you want more people to see it. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be, but it doesn't have to be, to get your music out.
Well, thank you, and I hope if we all see each other down the road, we please say hi, and we'd love to talk with you and see. And
Do you want to put your whatchamacallit in there? That's
Right.
called your email address?
yeah, here.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was
Here's the easy
wonderful.
one.
This was so
Steve
wonderful. you
Seeley
guys.
at gmail.com. Yes, Steve is his warrior name.
He's what?
He's actually born as a Stephen, but Steve came one night when he was reluctant to do an open mic, and suddenly he became a character, and it stuck.
I can't.
Oh,
I
don't
couldn't
want
find
it
the
to go- There we go.
podcasts. I couldn't
Meeting
find
group
Oh,
the
chat.
here, somebody came. I hear. Hello.
I couldn't find the podcasts.
You couldn't find the podcast?
Well, I found the page that says podcast, but there's just one video.
Oh, there
It
is.
says music videos with Chris and Steve.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's just the one video.
No, there are a bunch of them. That's the first one. Here, let me look at it myself.
Can I take us off of the
Oh,
PowerPoint?
Somebody's playing us.
yeah, I just played it.
Okay, there are a lot more. You hit the podcast button at the top.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so it's like a
Meeting
playlist.
group chat.
Where? I'm sorry. Say again, please.
Is it like a playlist?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So that's my email. Please don't hesitate.
If anybody wants to stick around for a few minutes and just chat, that's just fine. Otherwise, thank you, and I hope you're having a great day.
Thank you.
Great, thanks.
That was great.
Thank you.
You see the question about accessing the recording later?
I didn't. Oh yeah, right there, Larry. Yeah,
Larry's our friend.
Larry. I think Dallas will make sure that happens.
Thank
That
you.
was our understanding.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll get it out. All right. If there are no other questions, we're gonna go eat ice cream or something.
Yeah.
Calm me down.
Thank you so much. This has
Thank you
been
so much.
Very, very.
Are you gonna go out and do something?
Well, we have to go do the campfire jam at 6:30.
Oh, good.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
We'll have fun, and we're gonna be in Austin.
Are you a Swerfa person, Susie?
I'm actually
Orlando.
Ah,
yes, Surfa. Yeah, not Swerfa, but Surfa.
Surfa.
And yeah, this is. You've just sent me down several rabbit holes.
Oh, good.
we've been known to do that. Good luck with those rabbit holes.
I just got to watch out for the droppings. You guys are so funny. I've got to go watch all your videos now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
All righty.
You too.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Okay, I'm gonna end. So I did. I'm gonna edit.
Mhm.